Hi everyone, welcome to the Western America Railroad Museum. Today we have quite the interesting artifacts to share with you. This is something that I didn't even know until quite recently when I found these in our archives, and that's these. Now, those who know their Santa Fe history well probably immediately will recognize what these are, but these are Toledo, Peoria, and Western logo decals. And you'll notice that it's, looks a lot like the Santa Fe logo. And we're going to go into why these exist and why these are so rare, because these did not last particularly long at all. Now, we happen to have three of these, and these might be the only three left in existence. I'm not entirely sure, but thankfully, there was a letter included with these when these were donated to us quite a long time ago, all the way back in 2000. So I'm just going to read off this letter because, frankly, it does a pretty good job of explaining the history of these logos. These were donated way back in 2000 by a Mr. Moneymaker out of Pennsylvania. And so he writes to us, the Toledo, Peoria, and Western Railroad was 50% owned by Santa Fe and 50% owned by Penco, the residual corporation from the old Pennsylvania Railroad. Bob McMillan was president and I was the chief mechanical officer. Santa Fe eventually bought the other half, merged the TP&W in, then could not get along with labor unions, and sold it off to a private non-union company. It is again operating as the Toledo, Peoria, and Western Railroad. We didn't really care for the old TP&W logo and wanted a better looking logo. Since Santa Fe owned us and the Santa Fe logo looked pretty good, we thought we would model our logo after the Santa Fe. Using the Santa Fe logo in drawings, we had a new logo made up. This logo is dimensionally correct and meets the requirements of the Santa Fe drawing. I had these decals made and we started applying them to the nose of our locomotives. Some of the rail buffs have pictures of our units with these logos on them. We were getting ready to launch this logo in a big way when the Santa Fe legal department got involved. As you probably know, lawyers tend to be against everything and they took exception to our new logo. They made us do away with it, scrape the decals off the locomotives, and forget about it. I ended up with the decals and have had them laying around my house ever since. As far as I know, no one else has one of these, so you have a really rare piece of railroad memorabilia. Enjoy, from Mr. Moneymaker. So that honestly does a great job of explaining the history. That's how I've heard it said from other people as well. So that's my understanding of the history, and that's what was provided to us. So we're fortunate enough to have three of these things. And we haven't had them on display ever. I would like to change that once I can find a frame that will fit one of these and a spot in the museum to hang these up. But yeah, these are really neat, obscure pieces of railroad history. I don't know how long any locomotives actually wore these, but probably no longer than maybe a few months at most, I would guess. As you'll notice, they're kind of a reddish orange, which I believe orange and white was kind of the TP&W's livery at that time. So it makes sense that they did the colors this way. And I mean, honestly, looking at this, it really does look official. Like, this looks like something that the Santa Fe would have cooked up if they weren't merging the TP&W fully in. Like he said, it matches the Santa Fe drawings, and I believe that. This is the correct font, correct size and proportions and everything. These look really good, other than, unfortunately, a few of them are kind of wrinkled. But, I mean, when else are you ever going to find a genuine decal like this? Probably nowhere else. So I would really like to get these hung up. So if you want to come see these in person, come to Barstow, California, here at the Western America Railroad Museum. And we should hopefully have these up on display soon. But if you're really curious to see these in person, I can dig them out and show them to you. So thank you guys for watching, and hope you guys stick around and subscribe to see more from Warm and all the other stuff that we'll eventually upload here. So thank you for watching.